Fellas, people are often quick to say that Ninjago's running out of ideas, that the show's getting repetitive and the storylines are all so similar. But today I got a literal robot to produce some of the funniest brand new Ninjago episodes using AI. By doing this, I want to try and demonstrate not only that Ninjago has a virtually endless supply of brand new content, but also that the best Ninjago episode of all time is yet to be made, until today. In order to generate a few new storylines, I fed the AI several different well-known pieces of media from Ninjago, such as the Long Before Time monologue, a plot synopsis from Google, and even a character's entire Wikipedia page to make sure that the AI knew exactly what Ninjago was. In order to summarize Ninjago, I looked up what is Ninjago on Google, copy and pasted the first result, and gave it to the AI, who produced a storyline that should pretty much be exactly what Ninjago is, right? In the flashback image, Wu tells the kids to find the knives, swords, and other weapons of Wind Ghost before it's too late. He then hands the kids a box of seeds. The kids climb into a remote control car and take off. Behind Wu is an image of a flying dragon. Wind Spirit rises around the courtyard. He flies towards the teacher. The image then fade out. Kid suddenly has an anxiety attack. The end. This doesn't seem like Ninjago, I'm gonna be honest. Alright, so I don't think this necessarily worked quite as anybody would have intended. So let's try a different extract from Ninjago, shall we? Now, one of the most famous pieces of text from Ninjago is the Long Before Time monologue. It's the first thing we see in Ninjago and sums up the entire plot in only 150 words. So if anything was gonna help the AI produce a fantastic episode, it was this. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you Ninja Kung Fu, the cartoon. Prepare yourselves. We see a videotape from the 1930s showing. Credits roll as a cool-looking Ninjago movie comes on screen, and a man comes out of nowhere, runs around the playground, and hurls a ninja star at a Russian kid. The kid hits the ground and runs away. After the kid runs around the corner, he's suddenly confronted by ninjas wielding 2 sledgehammers. Ninja stars flying overhead. The ninja star hits the ceiling and it collapses. We're running around the playground with a giant ninja blade in hand, soaring through kids, a stream of ninja stars all over the place as kids scream. And finally we come to see who is chasing us. Ninja Master Lupin. He's eating popcorn and shoes. The end. What? What's going on? What the hell is with the AI and throwing ninja stars at kids? What is wrong with you? But hey, wait a second, you think that's bad? We're not even halfway done. I decided to feed the AI the same Long Before Time Had a Name speech again to see if it would yield different results. Which it did, but it also thought that Wu and Garmadon were in a romantic relationship. The AI wrote a romantic fanfiction. We see Wu. She is a young, noble-looking girl with a laid-back disposition. At first, we're not sure how her eyes will open. She is watched from afar by Garmadon, who carries 2 fairies in each of his hands. They walk towards the entrance of the palace and enter the door to the main room. The Princess, Wu, and Garmadon are in the midst of the festivities. Garmadon holds her to him with a seductive gaze. One of the guards starts to salute the Lord, who gives him the signal, grabs the princess's dress to steal the Sword of Lightning, and strikes her down, killing her dead with no life or parents, just like her father. Now he have weapon ninjas of Spinjitzu. He is happy. Credits roll. Jane Austen, eat your heart out. But honestly, this wasn't looking too good. If we want the AI to make the best possible Ninjago episode, we have to give it the best possible content. So of course, I did the only natural thing and fed the AI the entirety of the Dareth Wikipedia page. That quite frankly is the reason that I, like so many others, love the show so much. So if anything was going to be able to help the AI produce something magical, it was this. The time was now. Opening credits begin. We see Dareth and Lloyd's ages. Dareth is a bit older and has his arms and legs back, as well as his eyes back to normal. Lloyd is 8. Dareth is 17. He recently decided to turn 80. We see a student in a small cottage in the background with his head still covered, and gets sad. His tears begin to make him sad. Dareth yells out his name. He raises his arms in triumph and then takes off his head, revealing a human-sized shuriken. The student takes it off as well, and Dareth applauds. cut to an old cemetery. Tombstones are lined up with tombstones. Dareth and Lloyd walk through it. At one end of the graveyard, graves can be seen. Dareth and Lloyd find Kai, Zane, and Jay. The graves belong to a snake, a typical tombstone killer. Dareth picks up a headstone and reads an inscription on it. He is unsure. Dareth is about to look at the next grave, but before he does, we see Kai. Zane's mother is laid in an open grave, and we see the remains of her cat. End opening credits. Yeah, that was beautiful. Boys, we found it. The ultimate Ninjago episode. I have to say, that right there was magical. It's got me in the feels. You read stuff like this, pure magic, just finesse. I may not exactly know what the hell just happened, but I sure as hell liked it. A personal favourite of mine has to be when Dareth takes off his head to reveal a human-sized shuriken. What? Why not? If AI ever decide to take over, I think we're gonna be okay. I even made a set for the episode in case Lego ever decide to pick it up. So here we've got Dareth, Zane, and Jay in a graveyard looking at a dead cat dog thing. I think this would be pretty nice and would honestly sell very well. And of course we've got our classic tombstone ghost dog. And of course the big guy himself, as well as a pathway to get to go and see Zane's mum. Dear God, this set would be horrific. And quite frankly, I would give these episodes a what the f out of 5.